Till Vacuum Do Us Part. Today I'm so excited to share a video with you. I had asked over on Instagram what you guys wanted to see for 2019 and everybody said finance. And so I took it further and asked you guys what you wanted answered, and I have all your questions here on my phone, and so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Chase is here with me because he is the finance guy. I just do what he says.
It's my favorite topic to talk about. Talking about money.
Yes, and this is one of those videos we could talk about for days, probably for years. And I watched Katie Satelli's like YouTube 2-year video, and she set a timer, and so I'm totally gonna steal that. We're gonna set this for 20 minutes so we know when to kind of like start wrapping it up, because we could go on and on and on, and I have a lot of questions.
Yep.
Okay, first I want to start off by saying we use the Dave Ramsey method, and I'll let him talk about that quickly before we get into these.
Yeah, I'll be really quick, and I know we mentioned it in a previous video. So we use the Dave Ramsey Baby Steps. He's got his whole method out that's been successful for him and millions of other people out there. So that's what we use. It's 7 baby steps. We're gonna mainly just talk about the first 4, because let's be honest, most people are in those first 4.
Right.
So do you want me to talk real quick about those 4?
Yeah, let's just say what they are.
Okay, so the first one is save $1,000 as quickly as possible. Save $1,000. We'll talk about that more later on how to do that fast. The second baby step is the debt snowball, and it's paying down debt. So you're trying to just get rid of all your debt, and there's an actual method to that, and we may bring that up later.
You can go and say it's basically starting your lowest.
Yeah, you pay off, you throw everything at your lowest balance first. Now you do minimum payments on all of your other loans, but whichever one has the smallest balance, you want to attack that one first, because it's more of like instant gratification. It helps you stay motivated when you see a loan get paid off. So that's the debt snowball method. The third baby step is to save 3 to 6 months savings for emergencies. That's the third step. Fourth is to invest 15% into retirement accounts. So those are the 4 that we'll mainly focus on. There's 3 others after that, but I think most people have asked questions about the first 4.
So as we answer these questions, we're kind of basing it off how we've done the Dave Ramsey plan. So that's how we're going to answer these. Okay, so the first one is, how do you tackle Christmas savings, other holidays like Easter's, birthdays, etc.? This is perfect because we had a lot of questions about the envelope system, and that's what Dave Ramsey's method, and we love it. So basically you're going to plan out your whole year, and that's why we're starting this video now. You know when the majority of your stuff's coming. You know when your wife's birthday is. You know when your kids' birthdays are. You know Christmas is coming again. It's gonna come every year. Yep. So everything that you know you can plan that you don't already have saved or it can't go into your monthly budget, you're gonna make an envelope for. So if you know December comes and you can't just buy Christmas gifts out of your paycheck, then that needs to be an envelope. We do Savannah's birthday party. What are some other, any big ticket, you know, if you have an anniversary and you want to do something big, vacations, anything like that needs to go in an envelope, and then you put those in order. So the one that needs to be paid or, you know, filled up first, which would be probably what's coming the soonest. So like if you're doing something for Valentine's Day, that's going to be up towards the front versus something in the back. Now, if you're wanting something like a Dyson vacuum or home upgrade, that's going to go at the very end for us. I wouldn't start saving for splurges or something that's just kind of a fun until after your Christmas is saved for. So I want you to get all those envelopes full before you start working on stuff like that. Yeah. And then a lot of the questions were, how do you save money to put in those? So that can either be coming out of your paycheck, or every time we had a garage sale, I would put into those envelopes. Definitely. Every time we got any extra money, bonus money, sold something, I'm trying to think.
Somebody asked a question about income tax return, like a tax refund.
Yes.
A lot of times we'll allocate the tax refund into these envelopes to pay for stuff for the rest of the year.
So that's how we base our whole budget, is if it can't be in our monthly income, it goes into an envelope, and then those get placed in order, and then I just keep filling those up as we go, and it is so rewarding, let me tell you.
We've done small things like car tags that come up once a year for both of our cars.
Because we just didn't have the money. Dance, there was a time when we couldn't pay for Savannah's dance monthly out of our income. So I literally made 12 envelopes just for Savannah's dance, and as I got the money, we would just put it in there. And
so as we sold things on Craigslist or Facebook, we'll talk about that later, but we would just put that money into envelopes for those small things.
Okay, somebody asked, how much do you spend on Savvy's phone? She doesn't have like an actual wireless phone. It's my old phone. And so, but there's no like service to it. So she can use it on Wi-Fi, but we didn't actually buy her a phone. It was my old phone that was paid off, so
Yeah.
zero. She is too young for
Yeah,
the
too
phone.
young to be paying for data.
How do you say for big purchases like a Dyson? We just covered that. It needs to go in an envelope, but if you're not out of debt and all your expenses aren't paid for the year, it goes till the end. Like that's a luxury piece that you don't have to have. But if you do have it, feel free to use my link down below.
Tigers won't go outside.
You can go let them out real fast. Okay, the next question is where to begin when you don't know where to start and income varies week to week.
Yeah.
I'll chance that.
I would say the Dave Ramsey Baby Steps. That's the best place to start is baby step one, especially when you don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Saving that first $1,000 is where you get going.
And we've mentioned this before, the way he looks at it is, say you have a niece or nephew or whatever, and they were dying and they needed $1,000 for the life-saving medicine, you would be able to come up with that $1,000 like that. You would sell anything you had to, you would do whatever you could to save that life. So that's how you treat that $1,000. You get it as quickly as you possibly can.
Exactly.
And then you would just figure out your budget. I mean, sit down and know what your bills are, know what's coming in, know what's going out, and know the dates. So you know how much you need to be making.
Right.
A lot of questions are budget tips for saving, or just budgeting in general. So kind of goes back to that. You need to write down every expense that you have monthly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we have it on an Excel spreadsheet that we track, and we know every month how much the bills are.
and that needs to equal under what's coming in.
Well,
like
right,
that's the kicker is your budget should be less or at least equal to what you're spending. If you're spending more than you're making, there's going to have to be some big changes because that doesn't work.
Exactly. Well, and when we budget too, you want to do almost like it's called the $0 budget, to where even if you budget all your bills out and you take your income and you have $300 left over, you want to allocate that $300 somewhere in your budget. And typically, savings is a great place to put that. Debt is another place to put that if you have it. So there's different, but you want to have a $0 budget to where everything is budgeted out, and that's what we do. We know what all our expenses are every month. We know how much is coming in usually. If you don't know how much is coming in, then you budget accordingly based on that. But
if you don't budget it, it will disappear. And it's so true. If it
does.
doesn't have a place to go, you will nickel and dime it to death.
And that's frustrating, and that's how a lot of people stop on the on paying off debt and on savings, is they just get frustrated. So
It says where to start and what to invest and how to purchase a house or condo. So where to start, once again, is just baby step number one. Just start there, and then you'll move on to number two. What to invest. You should not be investing really until you...
Yeah, so technically with Dave Ramsey's plan, baby step 4 is when you'll actually start investing, and that's after you pay off all your debt, you get your emergency fund saved up, then you will start saving for retirement. But what we do, we started earlier. I was young. We paid off debt super early. So while we were saving for emergency funds, I had a 401k match at my company. So we contributed up to that match amount to get that benefit when they're giving you free money. So that's up to you if you want to take care of, pay off all your debt, save your emergency fund first and then start investing. That's totally fine. That's actually Dave Ramsey's plan. If you want to do a little bit of mixture of both, that's what we did, and it was successful for us. Just since I started saving so young, I already had money in IRAs. So the 401k, we could afford to do 6% into the 401k to get our match at the time.
And then the last one was how to purchase a house or condo. So you should not be doing that if you're in debt. So if you're in debt, don't even be thinking about it. Wait, if you're out of debt and you have a down payment for the house, then you can start looking.
Exactly.
But we have bought a house twice, and when you go in there, they will give you more than what you can handle. They told us like double, almost triple what we could handle. You need to go in knowing your monthly payment, what it needs to be for you to make it, because they will make it where you will not be able to have electricity or food or anything. So that's on your guys' part. Go in and know this is the max I can handle and still live comfortably.
Yeah.
Because they will not help you out at all.
Exactly. Yeah. Stay true to that number. When you find out how much you can afford, definitely don't let a lender talk you out of it, because both times they were willing to offer us more than double, and we would have been bankrupt.
We would have
and we would have lost our house. That's how people foreclosed in the 2008 crisis that was going on. It was because banks were lending way more than people could afford. So don't fall into that trap. Definitely know what you can afford and have a down payment, and that's how you know you're ready. Whenever you know you've got a down payment, no debt, and you know how much you can afford for house house maintenance. Take that into account too, you know, mowing yards and that type of thing. There's a lot of maintenance that goes on with the house.
True.
So make sure you can
There's
afford
always
that.
something.
And then you're ready.
Okay, another question I got a lot, worded in several different ways, is how to fight the urge to spend when unnecessary, or how to stick to a budget. I got that worded every single way you can think of. And
Motivation is what it comes down to.
motivation, your goal. So right now, close your eyes and imagine your life if you had zero debt. What does that look like to you? Is that you get to take a nice vacation with your family? Is that you get to help somebody? Is that you get to give more? You have a stress-free retirement? Just think of that calming feeling of like looking at your budget and not having any debt. That is your motivation.
Right.
That right there. Dream of that moment and what that looks like for you, because that's different for everybody. Some people choose to travel, some people choose to give, some people just choose to relax and enjoy it.
Exactly. Yeah, all sorts of things you can do with that extra money. And
that's totally your call. When you've worked this hard, you deserve it. And so think of that, and when you go into the store and see that really cool $2 lipstick, because it's nickel and dime that gets you. It's normally not, I mean, some people have huge purchases, but it's typically nickel and dime. So when you're getting that coffee you may not need, or you're getting your nails done and you know you shouldn't, or you're getting your hair done, think of that and think, man, if I sacrifice for a year, 2 year, whatever, I could live a completely different life than everybody else and be stress-free and calm. And there is a calmness you will get from it.
Yeah.
We are debt-free. And I think it saves, like, we're so calm. We don't fight about money because there's nothing to fight about. We're not trying to pay bills that we don't have the money for. It's just, when we get done with Christmas, we get to give with open hearts, and Christmas is done, and so are we. We're not making payments on gifts we gave to somebody and we still owe on them. Like, there's a calming feeling that comes that will save your marriage, it will save your friendships. It is the best feeling in the world. That right there is what keeps me motivated.
So that's what keeps us motivated, and that should work for a lot of people. Is just, what would you do if you didn't have the $500 in payments you do every month towards your debt? And some people, it could be $2,500 a month that you make in payments to debt. And just think what you could do with an extra $2,500 a month, and that's how we stay motivated. Is, man, you know, $2,000, $500, whatever it is for you. Just think of that being extra and what you could do with it, and that's huge.
Yeah, I want to refer this kind of back to decluttering. A lot of you guys have said, like, the more you decluttering, like, even me, it gets addicting. Like, the more you get rid of, the more you want to do it because it feels good. That's how savings is. Once you get to that point, or paying off debt, it becomes almost this addiction and fun, and you start seeing the numbers decrease, and you get to see your, like, savings grow. It is fun.
It's nice, yeah. It's just savings is like the opposite effect of, or it's the same feeling but opposite as far as paying off debt. You almost get a rush whenever you start paying all those off and you're knocking them out and your balance gets lower.
Good.
So whenever you get to start saving and you just see that piling up, it's a motivator in itself, that you know you have security there, and that you're doing things right and you've got some money to fall back on. It's just nice if you lose your job or something big happens, you've got money to fall back on, and that's how we stay motivated.
Somebody asked about saving for a wedding. I just feel like if that's your budget that you're taking on, you need to come up with a realistic budget for you. What you're comfortable with, what you're able to save. Start saving in an envelope, start selling everything you can. And in my opinion, remember, it's one day. Like, it's one day, and pick your battles. Like, if you just want your beautiful dress, then spend the majority on that, but you can't have everything you want. And you're gonna look back and it's not about the wedding day. I mean, get what you wanna get, but it's one of those, how deep are you willing to get in for one day? For the one day. Yeah. I mean, that's a personal choice, and it's how much you can save and what your budget can allow. Somebody asked, what is the best source to learn from Dave Ramsey method? Books, audiobooks, video. So I think this is personal, because if you're a reader, totally grab that book. I'm not, just not my thing. Now, I'm home all day, so I turn on Dave Ramsey, and he keeps me motivated.
On YouTube.
That's another thing when you ask how to keep motivated, turn on Dave Ramsey. He will get you fired up every single time. So I like to play him a few times in the week just to kind of refocus your train of thought. Now, Chase is in the car a lot because he's going back and forth to work, so he has
his own radio show.
Okay.
So he has his radio show. Ashley watches his YouTube channel, so all of you can watch his YouTube channel, and it's the same thing. It's the radio call-ins, and you just see him on the screen.
It's more visual.
Which is more hilarious because you can see his facial expressions when people call in with stupid questions.
He's like, no nonsense. Like, he's going to tell you like it is, but I feel like people are in debt. That's what you need to hear.
You need to, it's tough love, and that's all that he's about, and that gets you kind of motivated. It'll get get you mad sometimes because he calls you an idiot or something. But we need to hear it. We need to hear it. He does it from a loving place because he's been bankrupt. He was bankrupt once. He made $1 million. He went bankrupt, and he had to make the $1 million back the right way and learn a method to keep it. So he's been through it.
It's a proven method. Like it's changed so many people's lives. And just by sharing a few of these videos with you guys, we get emails all the time, and it's amazing. I got an email or a message not too long ago that somebody paid off $20,000 of debt this year and had her first debt-free Christmas.
Yeah.
That is amazing. We've had people write in that they paid off student loans, they paid off cars, all from this Dave Ramsey approach. So it works. You just have to do it. You just start with that baby step number 1, get your 1,000, and just keep going and keep watching him, keep getting motivated. A lot of questions were our budget setup and and if we use Excel or how we do it. That's another Chase question.
Yeah, so we shared it earlier in the year whenever we did a finance video, but our monthly budget, we do that in an Excel spreadsheet. We made it very simple. And so we actually shared it with everybody. We will have a link to it. We have it saved out there on our Google Drive. We'll do a shareable link to where you can actually download it from your computer. And it's really helpful. It's basic. There's a couple of formulas in there where you just plug in, maybe what your expenses are. If you get paid twice a month is how my work is set up. So I have a column for the first paycheck and then the 15th, the paycheck on the 15th, paycheck on the 1st. So you can enter in your, bills all throughout the month on those columns.
And that's free to click on. It's just,
it's totally, ours is totally free. It's just an Excel spreadsheet we're sharing with you. But it'll add it up into the monthly columns, and it does it all. Yeah, it does it for you. You just input the numbers and it'll tell you how much you got left over at the end of the month, and then you can allocate it however you want. But we're going to share that with you. It's totally free. It's what we use, and it's simple, which is better. It keeps you more motivated when you can understand what you're doing.
Right. Cash envelopes, I have a lot of questions that just say that. We have a whole video on that. I'll link all of our finance videos down below in the description box. But once again, it's just things that you can't pay for out of your monthly budget that go into those, and then just put them in order. What's most important is just the main concept. People want to know exactly what to write on the envelope. It's just a personal. I don't know your bills. I don't know what's important to you. I don't know what your splurges are, dance, whatever it is. So I get that question a lot. What do I need? What kind of envelopes do I need?
Yeah.
That's totally your choice. Yeah, I can't.
It's kind of personal preference and whatever works for you. I know we do eating out and groceries in an envelope just because food is one of our bigger expenses and we don't want to go crazy on it. So we pull out a certain amount every month in cash, put it in those envelopes, and then we visually see it. So we're halfway through that budget and we've only a week into the month, and we know we need to slow down. So it's more of a visual reminder. Hey, either you got extra or you need to slow down.
That's what Dave Ramsey said. So if you have those problem areas, if it's shopping, pull out your shopping money so you can visually see oh, whoa, I'm getting low, I need to slow down, or I need to stop. So that's another reason to have a cash envelope. Another question is, what things did you do differently when you were only on one income? So it was a lot tighter.
Yeah, it was a lot
tighter.
But
as far as how we manage our money, it is the same. We still sit down and have our meeting. I still have my set amount, but anything over that we would discuss. None of that's changed. We get to save more. We get to give more.
Yeah, that's the biggest difference is we get to save more and give more. There is a calming,
we're less strapped. But what's nice is, since we were already debt free, now anything that comes in is extra. We're not having to use any of this to pay off debt. That's what's awesome. Is if you guys get your debt paid off, and then next time you get that raise, next time you get that Christmas bonus, it's just yours.
Yeah.
Think of that. Think of that for a little bit. Think of, every time I get an extra money, I can use it on whatever I want because everything's paid off. It's a really freeing feeling.
It is, yeah. Financial freedom, not slave to the lender anymore. It's a good feeling.
What are you currently saving for? A lot of it's just future cars. We are not in the market for cars at all.
Nope.
But at one point,
we will be at some point.
We both have used cars, and that's fine. And we'll buy used cars, but we want those saved for.
Yeah.
When the car breaks down or something happens, we don't want to be oh my gosh, we have to get a loan, or we're going to have to pull all of our savings out. It's going to be okay, let's use the money we saved and go get it.
Exactly.
And that's where that right there is it takes away so many fights. It's not oh my gosh, how are we going to pay for this? And I'm stressed and I'm in tears and how much. It's just, okay, we have it, we saved for it.
Yeah.
Let's go do it.
Yeah.
And then it's a fun it makes life fun and easier than.
So that's what we're saving for
It comes
currently.
from a happy place than a stressful place.
Yeah.
Because we're saving when we don't need it.
And it's not unreal. And I will say that we've never paid over $10,000 for a car, so it's not unrealistic. You guys can do it as far as paying cash for a car. We can find good, reliable
You don't need
cars.
a brand new car.
Right? Yeah. The $40,000, $50,000 car stuff is. Like kind of like Dave Ramsey said, if you're in his situation, I mean, he went out and bought a brand new Ford F-150 Raptor, which is like $75,000. He paid cash for it, but it's because the percentage of his income what that truck is.
That would be like me buying a $100 car.
Right.
It's just.
So if you're in that position to do it, great.
Yeah.
But they don't get a $40,000 loan for a car whenever you're trying to do these baby steps. That defeats the whole purpose. You're not going to be financially free if you're doing that. So we always pay less than $10,000 cash for a car, and that's what we're saving for.
How are you able to be a stay-at-home mom? I have a whole video on this. It was our first finance video. So I'll link that down below. But because of Dave Ramsey, we knew, okay, means we gotta start wrapping it up. We knew in order for me to stay at home and to be able to live off Chase's budget or income and have a house, we could not have any debt. So we did not get pregnant until we were out of debt. That's how we did it. We followed his steps and we just knew what we needed to make and the bills we couldn't have, and we don't have cable. We still don't have cable.
We Ashley cut out a lot. There was, tanning and nails and hair and all that she used to do prior to us getting married, that we cut out completely whenever she, decided she wanted to stay at home and we were one income. Then she made sacrifices to make sure we didn't go over what I made. So that's what it came down to, was cutting out expenses that were unnecessary, and some that she had just been accustomed to. It was normal. We had to cut those out just to be able to make it. So
I mean, it was sacrifices at the time. Now it seems like, okay, you had to give up your hair, your nails. But when you were raised, like, I started getting my nails done in 2nd grade. So I had my nails from 2nd grade until we got married at 20. So that was a sacrifice for me. My hair, like, my parents paid for me to go to like the nicest salon in Tulsa. Like, it wasn't even budget friendly by any means. So to me, those were sacrifices that I gave up in order to do, and I would do it again because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. You have to decide, like, what do you want? And my hair, nails were not worth me going back to work to miss Savannah. Like, I would do it all over again. But you have to know, what are your goals? What do you want?
Yeah, what motivates you?
Okay, let's keep going because, okay, a lot of questions were how to, like, sell items online to make money. Facebook Marketplace is a big one. Craigslist, Mercari, Poshmark. There's all these resources now. My best advice, somebody wrote in the other day and was like, how do you sell stuff so quickly? I put mine on there for months. Stage your item. Enough said. So if it's a chair, don't stick it out in the garage. Don't have it outside. Don't have it in bad lighting. I put it in the prettiest, well-lit area in my house. I may throw a little blanket over it, a little pillow. If you need a little cup of peach tea in front of it, stage that sucker and it's gone. If I were to take that same chair and stick it in my garage or on my back porch where it looks like it's been outside, it's not going to sell as quickly and you're not going to get as much money. I can sell stuff for the listing like that. Stage it. That's it. That's all you have to do.
It pays off.
It's worth it. You'll get it going fast. What do you splurge on and where do you cut corners? So our splurges is food because we both don't like cooking, and I love the experience of eating out.
Exactly. I'd say eating out at restaurants, that would be our splurge.
And that's always been our splurge.
Yeah, that's always been our splurge. So where we cut back, it's we don't have cable. We don't have a fancy internet or anything. It's very cheap. We don't do a lot of entertainment. We don't go to concerts. I mean,
we don't go out a lot.
We don't go to concerts. We don't do a lot of movies. It's just
home upgrades. I got that. If we do a home upgrade, like we needed a new washer and dryer, I got a used one off Craigslist. So like our upgrades were still used. So like that, other than food, we pretty much are really good at. And even food, we use coupons. So
exactly.
It's just kind of the way we are. How to build a savings fast. Cut everything you don't need. Like, and it's not forever. Like, I'm not looking at you and like, just because we didn't choose, we could get cable again. We just don't feel like we need it. But like, I'm just saying for that short period until you get your savings where you want to, or till you pay off what you want to, that may be a year, it may be 6 months. You will be surprised the momentum you get and money starts coming in. It happens so much faster than what you think on paper. Exactly. So just live like no one else so that you can live like no one else is his big quote. Definitely. Okay.
Well said.
I'm trying to get through these as fast. A lot is at home. We've answered that. I'm looking how to stay motivated. We've done that.
Yeah, motivation was the biggest one. And that is, like we said, imagine yourself without those debt payments, and it might be $500, it could be $2,000 a month. And if you don't have those payments, just imagine what you can do with that money. And that's motivation enough for most people.
Try to see, I think we've covered all of it.
I think we got it all.
Somebody wanted to know our financial goals for 2019. We want to save. We want to keep throwing into our savings as much as we can.
Just because we didn't really come from that situation with one income, I didn't make a ton of money, so we didn't have the opportunity to save very much. So that's where we want to
we want to get the cars saved for, even though we don't need them. And then beyond that, we want to start paying down the house. We want to put more into retirement. So it's more of a savings approach.
Yeah.
Mine is giving. I want to find more areas to give, and that's just more like God-based. Like, I feel like when I need to, but other than that, we don't have this, we have to pay off this big, we don't know. Like, we're just going to throw into savings, and, this isn't guaranteed. This is a YouTube thing. So if we need, and what's nice is if it stops, I can go back. If YouTube stopped today, I still get to be a stay-at-home mom. Yeah. That's what's nice. Like, we'll have a bigger savings, but I don't have to go back, and that's all because of Dave Ramsey and his approach. And we were out of debt, thank goodness. Hopefully we can pay off the house soon. This is the book that we're referencing to. This changed our life.
Definitely. Yeah, this is
why I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, this is how she was able to stay at home, is this book. So, and
this has saved our marriage. This has saved our finances.
Yeah. If you don't like to read, if books aren't your thing, there's the podcast, there's YouTube, there's the radio show, but somehow find a way to listen or read or watch this.
YouTube's free.
Yeah.
All that's free.
But this talks about all the baby steps, all the details within the baby steps, the best way to do it, and his story, and we got to apply it, and it's changed our lives for sure, and it can definitely change your life. So
we can say it works.
Yeah, we'll link this in the Amazon store probably, so you'll see. You can buy it wherever you want, but just so you can see the book that we use, the Total Money Makeover is a great one.
And just a quick thing, when we did this, we were on one income, not making a lot. Like, I don't want you guys to think, oh yeah, you did that because you had all the money coming in. We did not have a big salary when we paid off debt. We were making it, and we applied it. So I don't want you guys to think, oh, I can't do it, I don't make enough. No, you don't have to make enough. You just have to use the system and make it work.
You just gotta stay intense and motivated, and you can definitely do it.
And it's so worth it.
Yep. You guys got it.
So start 2019 off right. It'll change your life. Imagine, just give yourself the year. Just be like, I'm gonna do it for 1 year and see where you are this time next year.
If it doesn't work for you, you don't have to. You go back to your old ways and get your loans into debt.
And I want you guys to do it. We love you guys so much. Just thank you so much. All the feedback from Monday's video when I posted my 1 year. You guys are amazing. We love you. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. If I can't answer them, you may have to wait. If it gets answered later, it'll be for when he gets home from work. But we hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi guys, welcome back to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. I had asked over on Instagram what you guys wanted to see for 2019, and I had a ton say they wanted a finance video, and so I went ahead and asked some questions. Sorry.
You asked some questions?
Ready? Stop! I've got to get the wrinkles off my face.
I'm sorry.
My squinty eyes. Hi guys, welcome back to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. Today I'm excited.
What are you excited about?
I need to put my feet down. It's the way I'm sitting. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. The red light's not on. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I noticed it earlier. It was on. I thought the battery ran out or something.
Just kidding.